Welcome to After Dark at the Fixed Ops Roundtable, featuring Katrina Ness, Vanessa Collins, and Ted Ings. This episode is brought to you by BG Products, partners beyond products. And now for your hosts, Ted Ings, Vanessa Collins, and Katrina Ness.
Good evening, everyone. Happy Monday, and welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable's After Dark show. Tonight, we have a very special guest and dear friend of the Fixed Ops Roundtable, Owen Moon from Fixed Ops Digital.
Guys, how you doing? Good evening.
Owen, welcome.
Hey, glad to be here.
Owen, great to see you.
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Vanessa and Katrina, thank you so much for opening. We are a week out, Owen, from the big show, and TradePending, Fixed Ops Digital, has a big panel at this event, and it's coming up on Monday, May 13th, starting at 9 a.m. It's all virtual. It's all online. It's 4 days packed from 9 o'clock. I got to change the promo, Omo. It goes not till 4:30. It goes till, and Katrina will verify because she did some intros today, a lot of them. It goes till after 5 o'clock each day. This event, and Sarah knows as well, is full. We are absolutely stocked. We were low with a number of 150 speakers, and you're going to see why. And that's all going to start out on Monday. And Owen, you've got a trade pending panel coming up Monday afternoon, I think at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, we have a service marketing and technology panel. I'll tell you what, I've seen a lot of the promos. You guys just keep bringing these big hitters to the party, and I mean, it's great information for everybody. I love them. Like I said, I always tell people the Fixed Ops Roundtable is one place where I become a student and really enjoy the 4 people or the 4 days. And like I said, it's an amazing event, and now you guys keep making it bigger and bigger. So congratulations on all your success. So.
Thank you. In 5 years now, we're in May, and a lot of that is due to your assistance, Owen. You stood with us through everything, right? The good, the bad, the ugly, some tough times along the way, right, for our industry, and we all got together, and we've made it through it, Owen. And we're talking earlier today. Your panels run really smooth, and that I think is really attributed to the prep that you put in. Do you mind telling us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I just try to make sure that I've got complimentary people that I invite to the panel. It's not all like marketing directors or fixed ops directors or vendors. I try to mix it up and just give the audience a little bit of everything, so we get kind of see all sides. And then we do usually get together and try to do a little prep work. Just meet everybody if they haven't met each other, and talk a little bit about what's on their mind, kind of what they're seeing inside their day-to-day world, and really organizes it pretty good, and everybody kind of feeds off each other. And I feel like they usually go off pretty good. And I like to think that they're good panels that bring a lot of great information to the audience. So I think this one will be no different. I love being the moderator or the host of them, and kind of just provide some color on other people's thoughts. But you'll see the panel we have is full of hard hitters this time, and people that have been in the industry a long time and are in the trenches every day, just doing the damn thing, right? So,
and a lot of ladies from within the industry. I think you've got Ann Lister on there. Who else do you have? I think you have
Annie Lister from Williams Auto Group, Dawn Newsom from the Vaden Automotive Group, and Allie Peters from Cavender. So, definitely some good clients and friends of mine that agreed to take part, and they did a wonderful job. So.
And everybody, later in the show, Owen is back. He's got another panel where he introduces us to a brand new certified dealership, actually group. Do you want to give us a little bit of a hint about that as well?
Yeah, so one of my clients out in North Carolina is the Team Automotive Group, and Matt Raymond, who is kind of part of that group, he's kind of broke off now and started his own service BDC company. But it was great to have him on the panel. And that kind of led into an interview with Kristen Dillard, Sonoma. Did I say Sonoma? Sorry. Yeah, I might have butchered that. Sorry, Kristen. But yeah, they're doing some big things over there, and it was great to kind of hear what she's been up to this year, and sort of how her growth has just been very, very strong over the last few years. basically through COVID, which, a lot of dealerships, I know there was a lot of dealerships that sold during that time, and there was other dealerships that grew, and I think she was one that definitely grew. So,
yeah, for sure. And also, a lot of folks busy in Northern Michigan this week, Katrina and Vanessa. Vanessa, you are graduating in just a couple of days. Congratulations on that. And tell us what's going on up there behind the scenes.
Thank you. So yeah, this week it's our final exam week. So I just had one in-person exam today, one tomorrow. Katrina, I believe you took your one in-person exam today as well. So she's getting ready to move out tomorrow, but I have to stay till Saturday because I'm graduating, which is super exciting. Northwood has a 3-in-1 program. So we get our bachelor's in 3 years and our master's in 4. And Katrina is in that program as well. So it's super exciting time. I'm planning some time on Wednesday to take some graduation pictures, and things are starting to feel very real. So yeah, a lot to look forward to. Very busy week. And we're filming our transitions for the Fixed Ops Roundtable. So we have that too.
You started on that. Katrina, a great job today. You
Thank
filmed
you.
2 days worth, and you got them all behind you now, so you can go back to the finals, I guess.
Yeah, so I have a lot of online finals the rest of the week, but like Vanessa said, I took my only in-person final today, and I'm moving out tomorrow morning. So I was like, Ted, I want to get these done before I leave school, so they're just like off my plate, and I can work on other things. But right now, I'm working on moving out and putting stuff in my car. So,
and I see Jeremy Stevens in the chat, Sarah Van Tyne, Sean Kingry, Tony Owens, Jamie Alexander, Bruce Cinco. Welcome, Bruce. We have a couple panels. Now, what do you mean one panel on CSI management? So shame on you. Look at the agenda. We've got a whole. So what happened, Bruce, is that Sarah and I have been doing the segments, and there's a lot of segments, Owen, that you're on and that we just mentioned, and Katrina and Vanessa are on as well. But Sarah and I didn't realize until last week, because when we put the event together, we figure about how many minutes and how many hours we got. So it ends up that we had an extra 8 hours of content that we hadn't planned on, and
wow.
that we have recorded for the event. So it's a lot. This is bigger than anything that we had thought. So the event is very full, and it's all in the can, as they say. And now we're just putting it together, and that's a mammoth effort. Owen, someone asked me over the weekend, what'd you do? Take the weekend off and relax and, get ready, because it's all done now. I'm like, yeah. You have no idea what's ahead of us.
Nope. I'm lucky to talk to you for 20 minutes on a weekend. So we did get a few minutes to chat this weekend. So
I know the ladies have some questions for you about your panel that's coming up at the Fixed Ops Roundtable. So ladies, if you will, have at it.
Yeah. So, Owen, I'm just interested. Do you have any interesting data or industry trends that stand out to you right now?
Yeah, well, this year's been a little interesting, obviously with inflation and kind of with everything kind of going on. A couple key stats that I've really kind of latched onto that have been very, very telling, I think, of kind of where we're at is used car news came out with some data that 20% of consumers right now are behind on oil changes, and 44% consumers are behind on tire rotations. Now, those two things by themselves, not overly like that concerned, but what it is, it's a segment of service that we've never had to worry about before, right? I mean, I talk to dealerships a lot, and when I was talking to them early about Express, it was always, oh no, we already have enough oil changes. We already have enough of that general everyday service. The only ones that wouldn't be there is if they needed more Express service. They'd say, hey, we just opened Express service. We need to get more cars through the drive. So that would be something they'd be interested in. I think this is a little bit different. I think it's showing that people are foregoing service, and I think it has a lot to do with money, with resources, different things like that. So that's been a stat that I think has changed the way dealers are now marketing, I think. And if you're not, you need to obviously really kind of latch onto that and address that, because that business isn't steady anymore. It's not those normal people coming in for those regular oil changes or regular maintenance tune-up type services. So, something to think about if you're a marketer or if you're, a service director. Are you seeing a decline in that service, and then how do you reach out to those people and get them in? So.
And Tony's got a good comment here: maintenance contracts, maintenance agreements.
Yeah, 100%. Prepaid maintenance, obviously warranty, stuff like that. Maintenance contracts would be good. What happens though when those are up, right? When you're going into that customer pay scenario, can you go, and find those customers again after, usually they're the ones maybe reaching out, or they're taking, cues from some notifications, whether it's email or text, if they're choosing not to do that service, I think it's something that dealerships could really focus on to try to bring those people in. So I think that's some stats that I would say that if you said what are some of the things that surprised me, I thought those two stats were definitely at the top of the list. So.
So our next question for you kind of goes hand in hand. With more people falling behind on service, what are some ways that dealerships can help?
Well, I think, as Fixed Ops Digital and now TradePending, one of our biggest missions has always been to educate, right? Educate, give customers information, and provide them recommendations. And I think those things are still very important. In fact, maybe even more important now, because people are choosing to forego service. You have to let customers know why it's important, right? Why do they need to get their tires rotated? Why do they need to get alignment service done? What does that affect more than just the alignment? It also affects the tires, things like that. So I just think that being in education is a big thing. So obviously, that's what Fixed Ops Digital is all about, is educating the consumers on your website, using our service offers platform to get that information out there. But I also think that this is also a great opportunity to kind of introduce video into it. I know that more and more dealerships are looking at video. I think obviously, Ted, you've seen a lot of your panels and sessions on the Fixed Ops Roundtable talk about video. I think it's still something that dealerships are getting used to and adapting. So if you can bring video into it and show actual examples of the services that are needed, those recommended services, I think that that can also go hand in hand in this. So.
Yeah, so you mentioned video for service, and I know this has been a hot topic lately. Can you expand a little bit more on that?
Yeah, like I said, it's been slow to adopt, right? Because a lot of times it's technicians, it's advisors. We're trying to set our advisors up to be able to, kind of confidently talk about those additional recommended services that we need. And there were some stats that came out today that we actually published by JD Power in their index summary that 77% of those additional recommended services are actually not including anything from like video or photos. So it's obviously just a phone call, maybe a text message, maybe an email, just ask, saying, hey, would you like to also add this? You put that visibility behind it, it's going to create that urgency for the customer, and it's going to help drive that. And I think that goes a long ways from, customers that choose then to get the service done because there's video attached to it, and then the ones that don't, because they don't have video. So I would say that it's becoming more and more popular. I think there's more resources out there. Obviously, at TradePending, we have a product called Video for Service that really kind of brings it all together for the customer, with a nice MPI and those additional recommended services. But at the end of the day, as long as you are giving that clarity to the customer, I think they're going to make those decisions. And so I think that's something that if a dealership hasn't tapped into video, I think it's a great opportunity. You still got 7 months left of the year here to really make it part of your standard operating procedure. So your SOP.
Right, and it's all about customer service. And
yeah, customer service. I think someone mentioned CSI earlier. I mean, CSI is going to be very important if they can see that, hey, I actually need those brakes. I need that service. My tires are worn, as opposed to, because, most customers by nature think that, we're just trying to sell them something, right? And it's funny because I don't think that our dealerships in the past have ever been, on the service side, what we would consider a sales organization, right? We were always absorption and, just kind of out there running the shop and helping pay the bills. And now that mentality has shifted so fast to a retail environment that we actually are now looking at efficiency and things like that. But video plays a big part of that. Obviously having your website, well capitalized with information, those different pricing on different offers, things like that. It all kind of goes hand in hand for sure.
Look at the comment from Bruce that a portionality, this is standard now and required by both brands. So, Bruce, on Wednesday of next week, CDK Global will be here, and they are going to introduce the Service Shopper 3.0 survey. And Kim Saylor will be here, and a gentleman named Peter, who is their global head of research. And they're both going to point out that the service market has grown Owen, exponentially. CDK has found that it has grown substantially, and one of the drivers, Bruce, is video. Okay, and they see a lot of upside in what's happening out there. So the fact that Owen customers can make a decision quicker, sooner, using tools like you have at TradePending, like CDK has, obviously others have as well. It's really helping to grow our industry.
Well, and anytime the OEM gets behind it, it's been something that's been discussed on a lot of levels that finally made its way up to the ODM, or the OEM looked at it and said, hey, find us some partners that can help us that way, go downstream to the vendor side. So it's great that the OEMs are getting involved. They see the importance of it. And honestly, I think that it's, but it also takes time. It takes training. It takes commitment. Everything sounds good until it gets into the dealership, and then it's how fast can it unravel and turn into an old strategy or something never got off the ground. So you got to make the commitment first. I think that's the first step, and then no, you're not going to be great at it right away. I remember when I first started doing these type of shows, or doing videos and things like that. I was bumbling all over the place. I trying to figure out what to say, and I wanted to be perfect. Sometimes just being genuine and just getting on and talking and letting customers know that, hey, you're the one that's working on their car, and here's what you're seeing as a certified technician that works on those vehicles every day. I think it plays right into the discussion of good CSI, great reviews, and an overall great customer experience, which, let's be honest, we need to do a better job of in this industry, right?
Yeah, a whole lot better job. You're right. Vanessa, I know you're familiar with that name, CDK. It's kind of fun when they come up with a new study, or like at the last event, Katrina, Cox Automotive came up with a service study as well, and they introduced them here at the roundtable, and we get to hear them for the first time about all the things that they're looking for and asking customers and what customers said. And last time on the Cox study, we had Tully Williams here to give some color as they announced that along the way. But Vanessa, this was CDK, and they did a great job. And again, a great honor to have them, as part of what we do here. And then, Owen, your panel, just amazing in and what you've got there. I'm excited about your panel because that's going to give us a real strong Monday.
Yeah, it's a good group. Like I said, it's a lot of longtime professionals. They run multiple stores. I'm just excited, to kind of get that information out to, maybe this is your first Fixed Ops Roundtable. Imagine someone walking in for this thing for the first time and getting 4 days worth of a download from, people like Tully Williams and, Ed Roberts. I mean, these are big names that run multiple stores and have been doing it a long time. And so I don't think there's no better educational forum for 4 days than the Fixed Ops Roundtable. So.
Yeah. And we knew them when they weren't quite so famous, right, Owen? So
yeah. You bring him in here, they do good work. So no, Ed's been great. He's really done well with his store, and obviously has been a big resource for a lot of people throughout the years. So I feel blessed to call him a friend. So.
You introduced me to Ed. I didn't know him.
I did. Yeah. I was on another podcast with him, and the first time I got to meet him as well, and so I connect you guys. Only time I've ever been to Beverly Hills was at the Fixed Ops Roundtable, I can honestly say. So
that was a good trip.
Nice.
5 years ago. So here we go. So a lot coming up on the event. Oh, and what else is on your radar? What else are you seeing at TradePending, formerly Fixed Ops Digital? What else are you seeing of high importance that people are asking for, or dealers are wanting, or what do you see maybe as an emerging technology? Things that we have maybe a few months until we see becoming very popular.
Yeah, I think that obviously the personnel is always going to be a problem, right? Sorry, personnel is always an issue. So I mean, I think finding good partners that can help with like those laps in personnel. Somebody needs a outsourced BDC, or they are looking for something to kind of help, maybe some piece of AI technology to kind of offset what they don't have at the store. I think is always big, and obviously that takes a lot of time to vet those companies, find out which ones are the real partners that you want to partner with. So I think that's going to continue to be a challenge. I also, obviously think the scheduler is always going to be something. Like, if we can just make sure that scheduler is kind of ready to take on the additional business and things like that. So those are things that I'm noticing, but ultimately it's kind of just getting back to helping customers, with the basics. And I hate to say the basics because it's not basic, but it's like, if they're behind an oil changes and we're behind tire rotations, we got to focus on just making sure that business is happening, because you get that business and you come in and get a good MPI. I think someone mentioned there a consistent MPI will be effective. I think that's how you get that additional recommended services, right? Get them in for that ongoing service, and then let the technology and the experts in the dealership really take it from there and help get those additional recommended services out the door.
So Katrina, you know who I'm thinking would be a great speaker this June at Northwood at the Full Tank Camp, that Fixed Ops Day, is this gentleman right here, Owen Moon. He'd be fantastic.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if Owen knows much about it, but I'll give you the rundown and the rest of our audience tonight. It is a week-long sleepaway camp for the youngest generation of automotive. So these are high schoolers, just finished 8th grade, all the way up to just graduated high school. They come up to Northwood for a week and they do everything automotive. They're going to go on field trips because obviously we're in Michigan. There's a lot of automotive things down in Detroit. I'll send Ted the agenda and we can get that posted. And then we're going to have a Fixed Ops Day on Wednesday, the 26th, where Ted is going to come up, do a pop-up panel. We're going to have a lot of fun. The kids are going to get involved with that, whether it's behind the scenes or in front of the camera. And then we're going to do some kind of like fun activities. And I like to bring up, like, we'll play Are You Smarter Than an Automotive Industry Professional game. We can do something like that. We'll have different breakout sessions for everyone to kind of talk about different aspects of the industry. But it'll be a fun week. I'm on the board for planning it. So I'll be doing all the behind the scenes. But then I'm also leaving my internship in Maryland for 1 week during the summer to come back and see my hard work come together. So
I see we have a hand raiser or two already. Kathy and Sean are going to be there at the Full Tank Camp for that Wednesday. We're going to do an after dark show, Vanessa, I believe, that evening or the evening before. We haven't decided quite yet. But we would like to see everybody come up to Northwood. It's in Midland, Michigan, and you're going to see a lot more about this over the next few weeks and at the roundtable. And Katrina, I'm wondering, I know we've already asked you to do so much stuff, and a couple days away, graduation and all, but maybe if it's possible, before Sunday, I know you got a lot going on, but if it's possible, maybe to do just a short video on, why folks should come up to the Fixed Ops Day at the Full Tank Camp, and just give us a little bit of background on that. I think coming from you, and or Vanessa, okay. I think coming from you guys would be real strong since you're the ones actually putting it together. So
of course, I'll send out some information and we'll get some hand raisers and get a head count of who's going to be up, and it'll be a lot of fun and another pop-up event. So.
Yeah, and Tully, we'd love to see you. We'd love to see Ed. We'd love to see everybody at the Fixed Ops Roundtable on the 26th of June. It's a Wednesday in Midland, Michigan. And, contact me or contact ladies, and, we'll help set that up. And Owen, I think you'd be a great speaker at that as well. So
yeah, get more info on it. How many people do you expect to be there? Like, what in the past have they had? How many? I mean, is it something that's been ran for a while?
So this is actually the second year that we're doing it. So there's like a board of students and then a couple like advisors that we have helping plan it. And so we're kind of just like starting from really nothing and building it up. But we estimate about like 40 to 50 students. We don't want a large group, so it's very like exclusive. And then we have on Wednesdays our family, friends, and alumni day. So we're having a bunch of different people come up from all aspects of the industry, marketing managers. On Wednesday, these campers will be making car commercials. There'll be a car show in the evening with different classic cars and different cars from dealerships. So there's a whole thing. It'll be great. I'll get more info on that for everyone.
That sounds awesome. Yeah, that sounds like you make it fun for kids, then they get involved in it, and then hopefully it triggers something to some of them, and they come to the university, right?
Yeah, and then they also get passionate about the industry, and we have a great, strong next future following us.
Tell us, Katrina, about General Motors and how they help sponsor the students and really bring that cost down to very, very little for a student to attend 6 days.
Yeah, the cost is very cheap. I think it's around $500 for no scholarships or anything behind that. But GM sponsors and funds a lot of this camp, and we're so grateful that we have this partnership with them. And that's just part of the aspect at Northwood University. We keep good relationships with different OEMs and different companies all throughout the industry, and they love to support us and push up the next generation. So they're doing a lot for us and the students or campers that are coming and joining us.
So, Owen, I asked LG, I said, so who comes from the OEM to this event for the one day? And I believe he said that because of General Motors, I believe he said that Mary Barra was there last year, for that event. So I don't have any guarantees as to who's coming this time around, but wouldn't that be nice, to have that kind of recognition and, be involved with that. So I know there's going to be a lot of high ups with alumni from Northwood, and Northwood attracts the best of the best. So I know that. I've seen it firsthand.
Yeah, I'm excited. It'll be really awesome.
Well, good luck with the planning and the rest of the week here. And thank you so much for having me on tonight. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So Owen Moon, everybody coming up at the Fixed Ops Roundtable. That is starting next Monday, the 13th, and that is a 4-day event. And he's on the very first day with the panel that we just mentioned. Also, this gentleman, Ed Roberts, Sean Kingrey is there, Sarah Van Tyne, Tully Williams, Vanessa Collins, Katrina Ness, and so many more. It's a real who's who of automotive fixed ops. And Katrina, tell us about this vision book, because I just spoke with Cesar Augustus. He's excited about this.
Yes. So everyone needs to get their complimentary tickets for our 90s Rewind event now, and follow Dealer Scanning and Tedding's Fixed Ops Roundtable on LinkedIn. And when you do so, you will get a free entry into winning a Apple Vision Pro. So you will have the chance to win this grand prize and take home this future of technology, which is valued at $3,500 just by those 2 simple steps. And then the third step being attend the event. And it is sponsored by Dealer Scanning and Cesar Augustus. And we're so excited to see who takes it home and have attendance at the event.
We'll be picking the winner live, everybody, during the show, so you don't want to miss it. And again, fixedopsroundtable.com. Be sure to register. And again, follow Dealer Scanning and Fixed Ops Roundtable, and then you're in. So the odds are pretty good. So I will say that. So, Owen, thank you for all you do for the industry.
Yeah, thank you so much. Same with you guys. It's been awesome, and looking forward to next week. But if anybody needs to get a hold of me, I think, just find me online. Email me, that type of thing. So love to chat.
Great. On behalf of Owen Moon, everybody at TradePending, formerly Fixed Ops Digital, Katrina Ness and Vanessa Collins, I'm Ted Ings. We'll be back on Wednesday night. We're going to have one of our new certified dealers from the Rohrman Automotive Group is going to be with us on Wednesday. We'll be introducing that group, and stay tuned. We have a lot coming up on the roundtable.